One, two, one. Two, 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 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Another round of applause for Kenya Maritime Authority Choir. Thank you so much, choir. As the choir continues to entertain us, I want to make a few announcements. Our chief guest is within the premises, and anytime he's going to join us here. Once he arrives, he's going to inspect a guard of honor mounted by the Sea Scouts outside this hall. And then after that, he'll come in, and then the Kenya Maritime Authority Choir is going to lead us in the Kenya National Anthem and the East Africa Anthem. So at that time, we'll all be upstanding for the anthems. And thereafter, we shall proceed with the program. Kenya Maritime Authority, you still have some few minutes. Kindly give us more numbers, entertaining ones, as we wait for the chief guest. Thank you.
Mzalendo wa nchi ya Kenya, kwa pamoja tu sote tuitende nchi yetu ya Kenya. Mzalendo wa nchi ya Kenya, tuungane kwa pamoja tu sote tuitende nchi yetu ya Kenya. Wafanyikazi wote nchini kuimarisha uchumi wa Kenya. Wafanyikazi wote nchini kwa bidii kujitahidi kuimarisha uchumi wa Kenya. Nchi yetu ya Kenya, nchi yetu ya Kenya. Viongozi tunawashukuru kwa kudumisha amani. Wote wana Kenya wanaishi wote na kwa amani.
Mungu tuomba uibariki nchi yetu ya Kenya, kwa furaha tudumishe amani, upendo kwa kila Mkenya.
Nchi yetu ya Kenya,
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda. Kenya nchi tunayoipenda. Kenya nchi tunayoipenda. Twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka. Kenya makao yetu ni nchi ya kupendeza, kamwe hatutaiacha. Kamwe Kenya hatutaiacha. Kamwe Kenya hatutaiacha. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote. Mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya. Hatutaki matata Kenya. Wenzangu, Kenya kipenzi chetu, nchi yenye upendo, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Wenzangu,
kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
na tumeapa sote wananchi wa Kenya kutumikia Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Wenzangu,
kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Kenya ni mama yetu, tena ni baba yetu, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Wenzangu,
kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Sitaiacha Kenya nchi yangu.
Mimi mwana Kenya daima.
Na nikienda ng'ambo nitarudi.
Mimi mwana Kenya daima.
Sitadanganywa kamwe na wageni.
Mimi mwana Kenya daima.
Wala sitapotoshwa na wabaya.
Mimi mwana Kenya daima.
Sitasaliti Kenya nchi yangu.
Mimi mwana Kenya daima.
Na majirani wangu nitalinda.
Mimi mwana Kenya daima.
Wenzangu, wenzangu,
Kenya kipenzi chetu,
hatutaiacha milele. Wenzangu,
kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda.
Any moment from now, the chief guest is going to walk into the auditorium. So I kindly request that everyone takes a seat. Anytime from now, the chief guest is going to walk into the auditorium and we're going to set off on the program. Kindly take your seats so that we seem orderly.
Nimepanda, nimeshuka, milima, mabonde na mito nimevuka, nimeosa, nimesota, nimekosa mpaka nimekopa, nimeamini binadamu, ole wangu roho akanivunja, niliambiwa nikakana, mimi mwenyewe nimekuja ona, tunachodhamini hakitufanyi tufurahi. Ona jiuliza, furaha ya ndani. Nimepanda, nimeshuka, milima, mabonde na mito nimevuka, nimeosa, nimesota, nimekosa mpaka nimekopa, nimeamini ole wangu roho akanivunja, niliambiwa nikakana, mimi mwenyewe nimekuja ona, tunachodhamini hakitufanyi tufurahi.
So our chief guest is here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand of applause for the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Mr. Ogemba. Karibu sana sir, and thank you so much for finding time to come and grace this occasion. So we are all going to be upstanding, and we are going to be led by the choir singing the Kenya National Anthem and the East Africa Anthem, one verse each. Choir.
Akiliwe na mlinzi, na tukae na udugu, amani na uhuru, na tupate na ustawi. Mungu twaomba ulilinde Jumuiya Afrika Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya.
Thank you, choir. Just stay on the stage. We are going to invite you again for the entertainment. You can all be seated. Thank you so much, Waziri, for finding time to come and grace this very auspicious occasion of the World Maritime Day 2025. All guests that have accepted our invitations to come, you are most welcome. Our program, sir, is divided into 3 segments. We are going to have the celebration and the Maritime Fair segment. We are going to have the launch of the feasibility report on e-fuel production in Kenya. And we are going to have panel discussions in the afternoon. So before much ado, I want to request the KMA choir. They have a theme song for this year's World Maritime Day, and I want to invite them to present the theme song for this World Maritime Day. Choir.
Wana Kenya tunajivunia, bahari yetu, wajibu wetu, kwa pamoja tuyatunze mazingira ya bahari yetu, kwa manufaa ya utajiri wetu Kenya. Wana Kenya tunajivunia, bahari yetu, bahari yetu, wajibu wetu, tuyatunze mazingira ya utajiri wetu Kenya. Tunajivunia bahari yetu, wajibu wetu, kwa pamoja tutunze mazingira ya bahari yetu, kwa manufaa ya utajiri wetu Kenya. Kwa pamoja tutunze mazingira ya bahari yetu, kwa manufaa ya utajiri wetu Kenya.
Mazingira ya bahari yetu, uhifadhi wa bahari yetu, wana Kenya twajivunia, wana Kenya twajivunia, wana Kenya bahari yetu,
bahari yetu ni wajibu wetu.
Mazingira ya bahari yetu, bahari yetu, wana Kenya twajivunia, wana Kenya twafurahia, wana Kenya bahari yetu,
bahari yetu ni wajibu wetu. Kwa pamoja tutunze mazingira ya bahari yetu, kwa manufaa ya utajiri wetu Kenya. Wana Kenya tunajivunia bahari yetu, kwa manufaa ya utajiri wetu Kenya.
Wakenya tunajivunia
bahari yetu,
Wakenya ni wajibu wetu. Wakenya ni jukumu letu. Wakenya tunajivunia. Wakenya tunajivunia. Wakenya ni jukumu letu. Wakenya ni wajibu wetu. Wakenya tunajivunia.
A round of applause for Kenya Maritime Authority Choir. Thank you so much, choir. You may leave the stage. We are going to call you again later in the program. For now, an entertaining number. Thank you very much. Our chief guest, the Cabinet Secretary for Education. Our theme for this year is our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity. And that is the message that was conveyed through that number that the choir just presented. Thank you so much, choir. I want now to invite Reverend Moses Muli, the chaplain mission to the seafarers, to come and commit the program unto the able hands of God. Reverend, karibu sana.
Let us pray. Shall we all stand, please? Heavenly Father, creator of the seas and the skies, we gather before you today on this World Maritime Day with hearts full of gratitude. We thank you for the gift of the oceans, vast and life-giving, sustaining nations, connecting peoples, and providing livelihoods for millions across the world. Lord, you have entrusted us with the responsibility to care for this great resource. As we reflect on this year's theme, our ocean, our obligations, our opportunity, we pray that you will open our eyes to the sacred duty we all carry to protect the waters, safeguard marine life, and ensure that generations to come may continue to draw life, hope, and unity from the seas. Bless all seafarers who journey across dangerous waters, often unseen, yet carrying the world's trade. Protect them from storms, loneliness, and harm. Grant wisdom to all our leaders present here, policymakers, and all gathered here today, that our decision may honor creation, promote justice, and advance peace and prosperity through responsible stewardship of the oceans. May this day remind us not only the challenges before us, but also opportunities you have given us to work together, to innovate, and to serve humanity while honoring your creation. We all this ask in the name of in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. I also want to invite Sheikh Suleiman Kilembi to offer prayers in the Muslim faith.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kwa wale ndugu zetu wa Kristo, amani ya Bwana iwe pamoja nanyi. Ninaanza kwa jina lako, ewe muumba wa mbingu saba na ardhi saba. Kwa wakati huu na vipindi hivi, utujalie kila la kheri, utuepushie kila la shari. Ya Rabbi Mwenyezi Mungu, tumekuja kwako, mikono tumeinua kwako, wajalie mabaharia wetu waweze kukabiliana na mawimbi makali baharini. Ya Rabbi Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakuomba kwa saa hizi na vipindi hivi, kwa sababu hakuna wa kuombwa zaidi isipokuwa wewe. hakuna wa kuelekewa zaidi isipokuwa wewe. Tunakuomba Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, uwajalie wazee wetu walioko hapa, uwajalie makapteni wetu walioko hapa, uwajalie mabaharia wetu walioko hapa, uwape uwezo wa kukabiliana na changamoto kwa ajili ya mawimbi na misukosuko mikali baharini. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina maulana innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Allahumma rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurratan a'yun waj'alna lilmuttaqina imama. ربنا سهل لنا من كل خير ما نريد ونجنا من كل شر ما نخاف بفضلك يا لطيف يا لطيف الطف بنا فيما جرت بمقادير وهون علينا كل عسير إنك على كل شيء قدير برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله.
Thank you, Ustad Suleiman. Just to give you a brief, sir, of those who came together to put this event as successful as it is. The event has been sponsored by the Kenya Maritime Authority, the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, and GIZ. And I want to sincerely thank you for coming together and making this event so colorful as it is. Sir, as it is in the program, later on you are going to visit exhibition stands. And the exhibitors that we have around here, we have the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, we have the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement System, we have Harbourview Maritime College, we have Mount Kenya University, we have Kenya National Shipping Line, we have Bandari Maritime Academy, the Kenya Maritime Authority, Kenya Marine Fisheries Research Institute, and Seaforth Recruitment Agency. So later on, sir, you are going to visit these booths for inspection tour. Together with the celebrations of Maritime Day today, we are also going to have a maritime fair where different stakeholders are going to be showcasing what they offer in their institutions. To set us off and to set us in the mood of the celebration, we are going to play a very short video, a very short one, just to set us in the mood as we celebrate the World Maritime Day 2025. It's going to be a very short one. My IT team, please. Happy World Maritime Day. I want us now to move on to the speeches, and I want to invite the Director General Kenya Maritime Authority, CPA Omae Nyarandi, who is going to make the welcome remarks. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Julius Migosi Ogamba, Cabinet Secretary for Education, the Chairman of Kenya Ports Authority, Honorable Kolosh, captains of various industries, representative of the governor, County of Mombasa, representative of GIS, representative of IMO, colleagues listening both virtually and those who are here, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I extend a warm welcome to you all gathered here today for this important occasion of the World Maritime Day and the Maritime Fair. It's a pleasure to see esteemed guests from government, academia, industry, development partners, students, and maritime professionals, united by our shared commitment to a sustainable maritime future. This year's theme, our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity, reminds us of our collective duty to protect marine ecosystems, responsibly harness ocean resources, and align our policies with the global sustainable goals. Distinguished guests, KMA continues to focus on her mandate of maritime safety, maritime security, promoting maritime training, coordinating search and rescue. More importantly, KMA plays a leading role in advancing national marine pollution prevention and environment protection practices. The authority's Regional Maritime Rescue Coordination Center monitors all oil spills, coordinates and manages the National Marine Oil Spill Response Contingency Plan for both coastal and inland waters, as well as coordinates oil spill response drills and exercises. In addition, the authority handled the establishment of the National Maritime Information Sharing Center, a key initiative aimed at enhancing maritime domain awareness and strengthening interagency coordination. The authority is also actively engaged in the Glow Litter campaign, working alongside global partners to combat marine litter and plastic pollution originating from maritime transport and fisheries. In addition, we remain firmly committed to environmental stewardship through our port state controls responsibilities and the ongoing efforts to align Kenya's maritime development with international sustainability standards. Ladies and gentlemen, we also recognize the integral role of the seafarers play as ambassadors of environmental responsibility. To this end, the authority regularly conducts sensitization workshops to promote best practices for environmental protection on board vessels. Distinguished guests, protecting our ocean is not just about saving marine life. It is about safeguarding our future. Our future is connected to the health of the ocean, and we must take urgent action to preserve it. It's indeed a great pleasure to see all of you here. I recognize some of our development partners. I recognize representatives from the Danish embassy who have been crucial in assisting us. I also recognize Norwegian representatives here who are also assisting us in issues of environment. Indeed, it's also a great pleasure today, for the first time, for me to see the choir here today singing very nicely. This is my second month here, so it was a pleasure to see some of the faces, but now in uniform. I also recognize our partners, like Professor here, Theophilus, from KEFIS, who play a big role in our supply chain, and some of the industry experts here, including Dr. Rina from Fisheries. Indeed, you are welcome and feel at home. Thank you.
Makofi wa DG. Thank you so much, DG, for the welcoming remarks. At this juncture, I want to invite the Chief Principal, Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, Mr. Geoffrey Andama, to give brief remarks.
Thank you for the welcome. The Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Julius Migos, representatives of various stakeholders from the maritime sector, our partners from industry, in particular the maritime sector, co-hosts of this very important event that we are having today, development partners, in particular the Norwegian Embassy, the Danish Embassy and the GIZ, members of council from the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, the Industry Advisory Board members, staff and students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Jambo. Allow me to first and foremost say how grateful we are to be part of this very important occasion that we are having today. Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, popularly known as KCNP, is a leading TVET institution that's located in Mombasa, where we are hosting this event today. It is a TVET institution that specializes in training programs that target relevant skill areas in the industry. The Kenya Coast National Polytechnic currently has an enrollment of around 7,500 trainees. It is one of the leading TVET institutions in this particular region and generally in the country at large. Most importantly, and for this particular occasion, KCNP, around 7 years ago, was privileged to receive sponsorship from the World Bank, together with 16 other institutions from the East African region. And this particular sponsorship was to develop a regional flagship project, an institution that will be a center of excellence in maritime studies. And this institution is now almost complete. It is at 94% in terms of construction. We anticipate that in the next 1 month, it will be complete and will begin to run programs targeted in the blue economy. I want to therefore say that our presence here today is to be able to announce our readiness to begin these particular programs in this institution. Currently, we have close to 2,000 students who we have enrolled in maritime courses, focusing basically in marine transport and port logistics. We also offer STCW courses, particularly basic STCW, currently as we speak. We have already trained and released over 100 students in this particular course, and we are still admitting more. I want to therefore say that currently in our country, we have a lot of young people that are being released from the basic education sector, and very few qualify and are admitted to universities. The rest of them, close to 700,000, nobody knows where they go to every year. We are focusing on the blue economy because we know that there are opportunities that can provide a solution to the big masses of young people that are being released from the basic education levels but are not finding their way into the job market. But for them to go to the job market, they need to be trained. And therefore, my appeal here today is that the message is one. We need to be able to prepare our young people. We need to be able to get them to know and understand that there are opportunities that exist and that all they need is relevant training in relevant institutions that are well prepared to offer training programs that will make them competent and qualified to serve in this very important sector in the economy of this country. So with those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic. We have a stand in the exhibition area. You can see some of the programs we offer. You can interact with us, and Let us share more for you to understand what we do. With those few remarks, let me stop there and be able to hand the program back to the MC. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Andama. And now, with your permission, sir, we are going to get the message from the Secretary General IMO, Mr. Arsenio Dominguez. The message is going to be played via video link. Specific message for this year's celebrations.
The ocean sustains life on Earth as we know it. It allows us to breathe and regulate our climate. The ocean brings food to our table, connects people across continents, and provides global blueways for the ships which transport 80% of world trade. But our ocean is under threat. Plastic pollution, rising temperatures, acidification, overfishing. Our oceans is struggling to keep up with human pressure. The ocean's decline isn't a coincidence. It's driven by human activities, but it also means that we have the power to reverse it. It is our obligation to work collaboratively to reduce pollution, protect marine life, and shift to sustainable habits. Protecting and restoring the ocean is not just a duty. It is our opportunity to build a healthier planet, stronger economies, and a safer future for generations to come.
That was the message from the Secretary General, IMO, Mr. Arsenio Dominguez. And now we are going to have a few changes in the program. We are going to invite now the Deputy Program Director, Energy, Transport and Climate Change Cluster, GIZ, Mr. Jackson Mutonga, to give a brief remarks.
The Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Julius Ogamba, the Ministry of Mining and Blue Economy Maritime Affairs Representative, the Chairman, KEMA, Mr. Ahmed Kolosh, the Government of Mombasa Representative, Mr. Omaya Nyarandi, the Director General KEMA, the IMO representatives here, development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the German Development Corporation, through which GIZ operates, it is our honor to join you today for the World Maritime Day here in the wonderful city of Mombasa. This year's theme, our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity, is very important as it aligns with the objectives of the World Maritime Day. The observance of this emphasizes the critical role that shipping, security, safety, and protection of the maritime environment reminds us of our collective responsibility in safeguarding the ocean and to harness its potential opportunity for our future generation, not only for ourselves. The maritime shipping stands as the cornerstone of the global trade, which facilitates around 90% of the world's trade, and it is a vital industry and as such a very significant contributor to the challenges of the environment, which is accounting for approximately 3% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. Kenya, as the gateway for the East Africa economy, it plays a critical role in the regional trade, where 90% of the cargo of the trade in the region passes through our maritime sector, that is through our sea. So we need to take ownership of this important resource, ensure that it is safeguarded, and its potential is utilized sustainably so that it can lift the socioeconomic status of the people living around this resource and the country at large. We as a country are a member of the International Maritime Organization, and we contribute to the target of the International Maritime target of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emission from the maritime sector by 2050, which is in line with our own Kenyan long-term low emission development strategy, which envisages that investments in our country in a climate resilient maritime infrastructure to a net zero economy by the same year that is 2050. At German Development Corporation, specifically through GIZ, our vision and our long-term goal in operating in the country is to shape a future worth living around the world. And we achieve this through provision of tailor-made, cost-efficient and effective services across different sectors, including the maritime sector. In collaboration with the government of Kenya, the private sector, civil society, and other development partners, GIZ is supporting Kenya's vision of implementing initiatives to utilize the abundant renewable energy resources to advance green hydrogen and its derivatives to decarbonize sectors such as agriculture, aviation, and most importantly, maritime. Our support to the Kenyan government includes developing a robust green hydrogen policy and regulatory framework, a business development for the potential use cases, and comprehensive capacity development programs. As part of these capacity building programs, GIZ is supporting Kenya in the developing curriculum for TVET institutions to equip trainers and trainees the necessary skills to train students and have them ready for a green industry transition that includes green fuels for marine and aviation. And here we thank the Ministry of Education for working with us very jointly. And Bwana Principal, your cries have been heard. As we talk now, we have 40 trainers from TVET institutions who are here in Mombasa and being capacitated to provide the much needed skills to our young population across the TVET institutions in the country, including in sustainable maritime sector. So GIZ, through our international PTX hub, a center for expertise and collaboration for innovative and sustainable green hydrogen value chain, supports the transition of sustainable green fuels for maritime shipping. Our collaboration with Kenyan partners, specifically the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, the Kenya Maritime Authority, and the Kenya Ports Authority, and globally with the International Maritime Organization and the Global Maritime Forum, is aiming at building capacities in this emerging field, which is promising, but it is still dominated by uncertainty. So we want to work with the Kenyan partners to unpack those uncertainties and ensure a sustainable future. With IMO Green Voyage 2050 program, we are developing a national action plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from the shipping subsector. The action plan is a front runner in the region and part of 8 such national action plans from also other sectors which have been identified by the Green Hydrogen Secretariat, that is land, water, environment, climate change, energy, finance, transport, and agriculture. The PTX Hub, which is has supported the study which we are launching today on powering green shipping, Kenya as a global power-to-X economy, and we are proud to witness the launch of this study today, congratulating the Kenya Maritime Authority for their efforts to make sure that this study is completed and gives a clear guideline on how Kenya can now transition to these sustainable jobs and create a sustainable environment in our coastal line. So the opportunities before us are many. The combating climate change is urgent and therefore a joint task. It is not a task for one country or one person. And the study being launched today, among other building blocks, prepares our country, Kenya, to become a lighthouse for green transition and green shipping as an integral part of our climate change journey. GIZ and the German Development Corporation remains committed to working alongside Kenyan partners, including the public sector, the private sector, academia, and communities to realize a clean, inclusive, and prosperous green future. So today, let the outcomes of this study we are launching today accelerate the momentum to developing a green shipping ecosystem in our country, Kenya, connecting to the global strategies. I wish you all a wonderful celebration of the World Maritime Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Our chief guests, with your permission, sir, allow me to invite again the Kenya Maritime Authority Choir to give you one very entertaining number. Kenya Maritime Authority Choir, please. His Excellency, the Governor of Mombasa, is not with us, but he's on the way, and anytime he joins us, I will let you know. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya Maritime Authority Choir, ready to give you a number, a very entertaining one. The last time I spoke with this group, they were national champions. I don't know whether they're still holding that title or it was taken away. Maybe the teacher is going to whisper that to me and I can confirm. But this is a great team, a very exposed team, a team of great singers, as you are going to witness in the number that they're going to give us here now. Karibuni sana Kenya Maritime Authority Choir. Naamini mwalimu metengeneza kile kibao moto ambacho kitatuongoa sawa sawa. Thank you so much.
Taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda, twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka, Kenya nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka, Kenya makao yetu yatupendeza, kamwe hatutaiacha, kamwe Kenya hatutaiacha, kamwe Kenya hatutaiacha. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote, mtu mwenye kutenda haki, mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya, hatutaki matata Kenya. Wenzangu, Kenya kipenzi chetu, nchi yenye upendo, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Wenzangu,
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
na tumeapa sote wananchi wa Kenya kutumikia Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Wenzangu,
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Kenya ni mama yetu, tena ni baba yetu, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Wenzangu,
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele.
Sitaiacha Kenya nchi yangu,
Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima,
na nikienda ng'ambo nitarudi.
mimi ni mwana Kenya daima,
Sitadanganywa kamwe na wageni,
mimi ni mwana Kenya daima,
wala sitapotoshwa na wabaya.
mimi ni mwana Kenya daima,
Sitasaliti Kenya nchi yangu,
mimi ni mwana Kenya Kenya daima.
Na majirani wangu nitalinda.
Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima.
Wenzangu,
Tutaiacha milele daima.
wenzangu,
Kipenzi chetu hatutaiacha milele daima.
tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda.
Makofi, makofi, makofi. Thank you so much, choir. Please leave the stage. We are going to call you again when we have time. Thank you so much for that presentation. This choir has won several prestigious awards in various competitions. And I believe this year they are preparing for something, because usually the festivals come at the end of every year. And Mombasa County has been very ably represented in the regional competitions by this choir. Thank you so much, Kenya Maritime Authority Choir. Be on standby. When we have time, we'll slot you in again in the program later on. We are moving on well with our program, and we want to go back to brief remarks. And now I want to invite Major Retired George Okongo, who is going to speak on behalf of the PS State Department Shipping, Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs.
The Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Julius Ogamba, the representative of the PS Blue Economy, Mr. Onyancha, representative of International Maritime Organization, the rep of GIZ, Chairman, Board of Governors, Kenya Maritime Authority, Honorable Hamid Kolosh, the Director General, Kenya Maritime Authority, CPA Omae Nyarandi, the CEO of Kenya National Shipping Line, Hatimi, esteemed partners, sponsors, and stakeholders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am honored to join you in marking this year's World Maritime Day, a momentous occasion that underscores the critical role of shipping and maritime activities in driving the global economy, with today's theme, our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity. It underscores the ocean's critical importance, supporting over 80% of global trade, providing livelihoods and foods for millions, housing rich marine biodiversity, and helping to regulate our climate. We remain firmly committed to advancing the International Maritime Organization's agenda and take pride in contributing to a safer, more secure, cleaner, and inclusive global maritime sector. Distinguished guests, Kenya has an obligation to protect the ocean in the face of marine pollution, declining biodiversity, and climate change. Our exclusive economic zone is abundant in marine life, minerals, and untapped energy resources. Our ocean supports a myriad of jobs in shipping, search and rescue, maritime administration, fishing, aquaculture, and an extensive ocean industry. This presents an opportunity to provide a conducive environment to foster a diverse and inclusive maritime workforce, decarbonize shipping in line with the International Maritime Organization 2023 greenhouse gas strategy, ensure safety and create opportunities for our seafarers. The government of Kenya remains fully committed to global partnerships that promote ocean health and support a sustainable blue economy. Kenya has ratified several marine environment, security, and safety-related international conventions which provide a conducive environment for the growth of blue economy activities. This effort is further supported by the initial steps taken towards the development of the marine spatial planning and ocean zoning, which are critical tools to ensuring the balanced and sustainable use of our marine and coastal resources. Through these global and regional partnerships, Kenya is enhancing its capacity to secure its maritime domain, attract sustainable investments, uphold international standards, and lead in building a resilient and inclusive blue economy, not only to our nation, but to the Western Indian Ocean region and the world at large. Distinguished guests, Kenya has recently launched its bid for re-election at the IMO Council under Category C for the upcoming elections of the biennial 2026-2027, a clear reaffirmation of our national commitment to actively contribute to shaping of global maritime policy and to safeguard both our national and regional maritime interests. It is in this spirit that we gather here today to officially launch the feasibility report on powering clean shipping. Kenya is a global power-to-X economy. The report analyzes the technical, economic, and policy factors required to stimulate e-fuel production in our country, as well as their use in our maritime industry. This accentuates our shared commitment to support our nation's transition to a low-carbon economy while strengthening our position in the emerging green technologies. I extend special gratitude to our partners, that is the GIZ, the International Power-to-X Hub, the Global Maritime Forum, the IMO Green Voyage 2050 team, University Maritime Advisory Services for their collaboration and steadfast support. Together, we are forging a future in which green technologies underpin sustainable progress in the maritime sector. Finally, let us unite in our shared responsibility to protect the ocean and unlock its full potential for a safer, more prosperous and a sustainable maritime future for Kenya, our region, and generations to come. May this World Maritime Day inspire renewed commitment, deeper collaboration, and bold action in pursuit of that vision. Thank you all, and I wish you all a joyous celebration. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Major Retired Okongo, for those remarks. And now I want to invite the Chairman, Kenya Maritime Authority Board of Directors, Honorable Ahmed Kolosh, to give very brief remarks, and also to invite our Chief Guest, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Julius Ogamba.
Thank you so much. Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Julius Migos, Cabinet Secretary for Education, representative of the State Department, Maritime, representative of the county government and the governor, members of the board of KMA, representative of GIC, our DG, Mr. Nyarandi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I will not have much to say, but on behalf of the board of KMA and KMA community, we join the global maritime community in marking a significant occasion, the World Maritime Day. And we celebrate the shared achievements, reflects on how far we have come, and reaffirm our collective commitment to building a maritime sector that is safe, resilient, and sustainable. I was telling the Cabinet Secretary that those of us who have other backgrounds will think the ocean is just the waters. And I was telling him to today unwind from the CBC programs, the university funding crisis, and everything in the education sector to see for himself how lives are sustained and cherished at the sea. So, of course, the role played by IMO and the fact that how much and to what extent the Kenyan government abides by those regulations are clearly stated by our Director General, and we are committed to ensuring that those standards are maintained in Kenya. And of course, as a disclosure of interest, I once participated in the campaign team of the Cabinet Secretary. At that time, I was a member of Parliament. So, and I am happy to have reconnected with him on a different thing altogether. So I therefore encourage all of you to embrace innovation initiatives and technological developments to sustain this goal. I will therefore take this opportunity to welcome the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, our chief guest, to give his remarks, the Honorable Julius Migos. Karibu.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. When the representative of the PS stood to speak, he just leaped over that valley. And the chairman told me, don't try this at home. That's why I was requesting the DG to sort of just give me a little space to pass, because I'm not sure that we have insurance cover sufficient. But that said, and Mheshimiwa, thank you for confirming that we were in the campaign trail together sometimes back. And what he didn't tell you is that every politician who looks at people like this sees votes. So I hope that when the time comes, you'll make the right decision. Tuko pamoja? We were to be here with the Cabinet Secretary for Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs. He is out of the country, and I'm here holding his brief as well. The Principal Secretary Shipping, who is represented here, and Maritime Affairs, the Chairman of the Board of KMA, and your board members, the board members or council members of Mombasa National Polytechnic, all the CEOs here present, esteemed stakeholders from the maritime sector, government officials here present, staff, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a privilege to address you here today at the Mombasa Maritime Fair and the World Maritime Day, a landmark event organized by the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic in partnership with the Kenya Maritime Authority. We gather here not only as representatives of our respective organizations and institutions, but also as passionate advocates for the advancement of Kenya's maritime sector, a sector plenty of untapped potential and vital to the economic prosperity of our nation and the region. For those of us like the chair and myself, we only look at things like camels and livestock as those industrial or economic activities that can advance our economy. We rarely think of the ocean as a serious resource that can advance our economy to very, very great heights. That's why this gathering is important. The Mombasa Maritime Fair demonstrates our readiness to collaborate as a region, bringing together stakeholders from the maritime industry, government agencies, educational institutions, private sector players, development partners, and representatives from neighboring countries and beyond. Your presence here today is a testament to our shared commitment to strengthen maritime education, enhance industry standards, and ensure Kenya's continued relevance as a regional maritime hub. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to mention here that the Kenya government, with the support from the World Bank, under the East Africa Skills for Transformation and Regional Integration Project, ESTRIP, has been developing a model training school for maritime transport and port logistics at Wa in Kwale County. This premier facility, operating as a campus of the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, is now 94% complete and will be ready to register trainees as early as January next year. Ladies and gentlemen, as the principal mentioned, this year we were only able to send to universities 26% of our graduates from KCSE. We had a total number of 760,000 students who did not make it to university out of the 960,000 that did their KCSE last year. That's why these institutions are so critical to our economy, because without us providing facilities and infrastructure to take care of these students, you can imagine the challenges that we have in unemployment and other issues in the country. GIZ, a partner of TVETs in this country, has done a lot in ensuring that TVETs or our educational institutions are linked to industry, so that we train our students for what the industry needs. That linkage is critical in ensuring that even in our institutions, we are providing programs that are relevant for what the industry needs in order to reduce on unemployment. Ladies and gentlemen, once completed, the campus will provide a state-of-the-art learning environment tailored to the unique needs of maritime training. It will offer comprehensive programs in marine transport, port logistics, onboard operations, and related disciplines, thus equipping our youth with the skills, knowledge, and competencies required to excel in a competitive industry. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a significant milestone in our journey towards preparing our youth to take advantage of employment opportunities in the blue economy sector. Therefore, today's fair
is more than an exhibition. It is a platform for dialogue, networking, and forging strategic partnerships. As Kenya Coast National Polytechnic prepares to commence training in the Kwale campus, it is essential to engage with industry stakeholders, listening to their needs, understanding their skill gaps, and aligning our curriculum with the realities of the sector. Together, we can ensure that our graduates are job-ready and equipped to contribute meaningfully to the maritime industry's growth and transformation. The Government of Kenya, through the Ministry of Education, remains steadfast in its commitment to investing in education, skills development, and infrastructure that will drive sustainable economic growth. By supporting projects such as the Kenya Coast National Polytechnic Kwale campus, we are laying the foundation of a brighter future, creating opportunities for young Kenyans and positioning our nation at the forefront of maritime innovation and leadership. Allow me to extend my sincere appreciation to the organizers, partners, and sponsors who have made today's day possible. I encourage all stakeholders present to seize this opportunity to share insights, explore collaborations, and reaffirm your commitment to the advancement of maritime education and industry standards. Let us work together to chart a new course for Kenya's maritime sector, one characterized by excellence, inclusivity, and sustainable progress. The journey ahead is promising, and with your continued support and engagement, I am confident that we will achieve great things. Thank you, and I wish you a successful day. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, Cabinet Secretary. I request that you stay on the stage. We are going into the session of launching the feasibility report on e-fuel production in Kenya. I'm going to guide you how we are going to do it. The chairman, kindly DG, Mr. Okongo, the representative, GIZ, Chief Principal, Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, so there's going to be a countdown which is going to be initiated by the chief guest. We are going to guide the chief guest how he's going to initiate the countdown. Then we are going to count to go together with the countdown until it gets to 0, and then we'll be launching the feasibility report, which so our chief guest, you are going to be guided. There are three here. Then the chief guest, you're going to be guided how to use the gadget. No, that one is no problem. What we are interested in is in here. So before the chief guest presses the button, we are going to be upstanding. This is a momentous occasion. When we be launching that report, we'll be celebrating together for the achievement that has been made. Chief guest, you can go ahead and press the button. Fundi mitambo. We are counting 4, 3, 2, 1, and go! There we are. Official launching of the feasibility report on fuel production in Kenya. This is my last job investment. Makofi. Thank you so much. Now the report. Yeah, you can dance a bit. Thank you very much. So I'm guided here, chief guest, you can all the photo. The photo people, please. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's a great photo. Thank you, chief guest. Thank you very much. DJ. Thank you. So we have come to the end of our program, the first session of our program, and now we'll be taking the chief guest around the booths for the trade fair. The chief guest is going to use this route here. You'll be guided, sir, where the booths are for the fair. The rest of us kindly remain seated. Once the chief guest leaves the podium, Yeah. Thank you. We are also going to visit the stands, and then after that we'll be breaking for our lunch, and then we'll come back here in the afternoon for panel discussions. Thank you so much. DJ, you can put some little music as we move out.
Celebrate that. This is your celebrate that. Celebrate.